What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Talking Elite Fitness. I'm Sean Woodland with Lauren Khalil and Tommy Marquez. Lauren, you are in the crosshairs of a heat wave back east. What's the current temperature? How are you doing?
It's 91 degrees. It's supposed to get to like 94 for a high today.
That's not a heat wave. It's got to be triple digits.
You should see the headlines from the news outlets.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna effort it because this one killed me.
The world is ending. We need to have wall-to-wall coverage of the heat wave. Local reporters are going to be frying eggs on the sidewalk. They're going to do all these stories, scaring the crap. I know. That's what they do. It was like hurricane coverage, and when I was in Florida, it was just. And then it becomes like, especially with hurricane coverage, it just becomes like what the local station can stay on the air longest. So when ratings comes around, they can say, we gave you 74 hours of straight life-saving coverage. That's it. It's not about
a crushing heat wave could hit upstate New York next week.
Crushing 94. You'll be all right.
Okay. Brutal heat wave to blast upstate New York. I'm like, oh my God.
Am I wrong? Because out here, a heat wave, like it's got to be triple digits for us to be like, okay, that's a heat wave.
Wait. A brutal and potentially record-breaking heat wave will descend upon upstate New York this week, pushing temperatures into the 90s for up to 5 straight days. Stay indoors.
We're all gonna die. Yeah.
Have you never been to Florida, the Carolinas, Arizona, California?
I'm out here for a heat wave. It's like 105.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I hope you don't die.
Thank you.
From your heat wave.
Me too.
All right. Hang a red towel outside your window if you need help. We'll come and get you. Tommy, how you doing?
I'm great. You know, my people were built for the warmth. So we're equator folk, you know?
There you go. Yeah, it's a little toasty here this weekend, like up in 95. Like I'm not saying that's pleasant. That's hot, but
look, my ancestors in the hills of Chihuahua would roll their eyes at anyone saying, you know, they couldn't handle 95.
I saw something about people over in England. They were getting ready for a heat wave, and when someone did the temperature conversion to
so that was going to be
units, it was like 85 degrees. I went
no. So that was actually going to be my no rep of one of my no reps. Was British fragility, because they were like heat wave blasts the UK, and they're like temperatures soaring up to 26 degrees Celsius. And someone did the conversion, and that's 79 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's a beautiful day.
Oh, relax. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
So I have another no rep, but
all right, that's your Talking Elite Fitness weather on the 10s. Yeah. We actually have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about today. Has some headlines that we want to get through. Some things going on. And then later in the show, Lauren sat down with Amy Kringle, who is going to make her rookie appearance at the CrossFit Games this year. And then after that, we're going to go through the 12 women. I believe I had that correct. I haven't looked at my list, but I believe there are 12 rookies on the women's side. And we're going to sort of put them into tiers about like who's top tier, mid tier, that kind of thing. I don't like ranking 1 and 2, because sometimes 1 and 2 are so close. It's like, let's just put them in tiers, like 1 through 4 are pretty much the same. So that's what we're going to do. Before we do that, I want to thank our sponsor for today, and that is Vuori, a new perspective, on performance apparel that is perfect if you are sick and tired of the same old stuff. I love Vuori clothing. I am wearing a pair of their core shorts right now. Tommy, it looks like you got maybe like a Strato tee on.
Strato Tech tee. Everyone, a staple of every guy's wardrobe is having that comfortable but fashionable t-shirt, just the regular t-shirt.
Yep.
Strato Tech tee, perfect for moisture wicking when it blasts you up to temperatures of 74 degrees and warm enough in those crispy mornings, so you don't have to worry. So.
Yes, Lauren.
And for women, yes, I am in a dress, and almost all of their dresses have the built-in shorts. So they're great if I want to go play golf. They're great if I want to go to a nice dinner, maybe even hit the dance floor and go for a little squat in the ground, do whatever you need to.
I'm moving them. I live
pop, lock, and drop it.
Like I don't wear anything else. all my shorts are Vuori. I have a couple of nicer dress shorts, which are fantastic. They make some casual work pants for men that, as Lauren said, you can move in these things. Someone rolls a barbell at you, you can squat. Vuori clothing is unbelievable. I love their stuff. I'll never forget, like 4 years ago when they first sent us some samples, I immediately got on the phone to Tommy. I was like, we got to get these guys on board. This is awesome. This is super comfortable. Like, who are these guys? Call them now.
They're aim pant, meta pant, both like two different styles of like work golf kind of hybrid pants that are just, I get compliments every time I wear them. I actually have a little golf video coming up later this week that you guys will see that I'm wearing the aim pants in.
Yes.
But yes, you can squat in them. So when you're reading your putt, or you're really digging low, if you play a game of pickleball and need to get into the kitchen, you'll be good.
Yeah, don't get caught dinking in the kitchen. VuoriClothing.com/TEF. 20% will be automatically added to your order. And we're going to apologize in advance. But once you get that first item that you order, you're going to order another one. And then you're going to order another one. And you're going to have a Vuori addiction. But it's a very good addiction to have because it is the most comfortable stuff on the planet. High quality. VuoriClothing.com/TEF. Or if you're happen to be watching this, scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you right there. Simple. Yep. VuoriClothing.com. Huge fans. Love having them on board. So please go check them out. Okay, let's get into, as we always do, first thing we want to do, just talk about some of the competitions that are going on this week around the fitness world. We got tactical games going on in North Carolina. Lauren, you will be there.
I will be there. Spencer Panchik. It's going to be his first time throwing his hat into the ring. I can't wait to see him.
I love seeing these CrossFit athletes kind of go out and do different stuff.
Yeah.
It's especially tactical games seem such a natural fit for some of them. Even when they jump into the High Rocks arena as well. I think that's great. There's some stuff going on in the strongman, strong woman world. Britain's strongest woman in York, England, and England's strongest man also going on this weekend. So if you're just looking to keep your eye on some strongman stuff, got some of that. Of course, there'll be a really big strongman competition coming up in a couple months over in Aberdeen, Scotland, at the Rogue Invitational. So speaking of the Rogue Invitational, we're just going to kick off with that. Tickets are now on sale for the Rogue Invitational. In case you guys haven't heard, you want to be there in person. I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic event. If you can make it, get your tickets on sale now. Going to be a ton of stuff to watch. Strong men, strong women, CrossFit. And I've said this before. I would not be surprised if in Scotland, the CrossFit competition is kind of secondary because there is a rabid strongman, strong woman fan base over there. And if the Stoltman brothers are there, I mean, they're going to have a huge hometown presence. I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely awesome to watch. So Rogue Invitational tickets on sale now.
Yeah. Is it just me? You go to roguefitness.com/invitational/tickets to get your tickets, but they have some pretty sweet ticket packages. I'm looking at this right now. They have like your normal ticket package, but you can buy sideline suites for like up to 12 people and then another one for up to 18 people. It's let me do the math here.
It's 6,000 euros
for I think it's pounds. Scotland goes by British pounds.
Right. Sorry. Sorry. Please don't. Please.
Oh no. They're gonna come after you.
So the regular Monster package for tickets is like $240, $250, but for the $330 a person, you get the full suite and you get all these extra amenities too. Yeah. So parking passes. Yeah, look at that.
Reserve 18 people for 6,000 pounds. Sideline suites for 12 people, 4,000. Rogue Monster is 240 pounds. 3 days of Rogue. Parking can be purchased on site. Kids 2 and under with free. Rogue Monster Light. All kinds of great packages here. Infinity package. And they have the Legends VIP happy hour. But that's in dollars, which is weird.
Oh.
But that's always fun. Like they do a great thing with the Legends is that they have they'll have a dinner or something set up someplace on site, or I don't know if it'll be on site at the venue. But the past couple of years at Del Diamond, it's been at the restaurant out in right field.
Yeah.
Legends come by and you can interact with them. It's fantastic.
Dude, this is awesome. You get food, you get your own suite host to take food and drink orders with these big suite ones. You're on the floor. Dang.
Hook it up.
That's sick.
Okay. Get those tickets. All right, next thing we want to talk about. This first appeared when I first saw it. I don't know if this was the first place it appeared, but the first place I saw it was on the barbell spin, and it was about the prize purse for the CrossFit Games. You guys can go to thebarbellspin.com if you want to check out the article. They have a pretty good summary of and breakdown of everything that's going on. But the biggest headline, well, the two biggest headlines is that really the men's and women's individual prize purses are going to stay the same. Payout for individuals, teams, and masters athletes at the CrossFit Games is the exact same as 2023. Still not a prize purse for the top team athletes. Now, the biggest change, and I'm going to read from the barbell spin here, quoting, first, yes, there were two changes to this year's prize purse. First, the cash prize for winning the Oceania, South America, Asia, and Africa semifinal increased for individuals to $10,000, so it doubled. And now the adaptive divisions are going to receive less, but there are more divisions that need to be paid out because now that Wheelwad is running it, they went from, I think, 8 to 15 or 16 divisions, so it's nearly doubled. And where we're a little unclear and we're trying to figure this out is how much support, if any, CrossFit gave to Wheelwad to put together a prize purse, since that has more or less kind of been separated completely.
Or what support has come from sponsors specifically in terms of, title sponsor typically for the games. One of their responsibilities was the prize purse for the games. With the level of sponsorship adjusting this year for the individuals and teams, what did that look like for adaptives and masters now splitting off? I know, those events are still collecting sponsors and partners. There's a footnote at the bottom of the adaptive division prize payout that it says additional prizes may be presented by partner sponsors or select vendors, kind of opening the door that as more partners and sponsors come along. The prize.
Where are you reading that? Sorry, where are you reading that?
This is if you go to CrossFit Game, so games.crossfit.com/rules, you click on games, and then on the subsection 516, and at the bottom, so you can actually click on 517 and go just one up right there. Adaptive divisions is the last section of that prize purse area. There's a second paragraph right below.
So cash prize.
Huh?
Cash prize is what we're looking at here.
Yeah. So there's cash prizes, and then there's an additional, there's a footnote that says additional prizes may be presented by partner sponsors or select vendors. Okay. So kind of keeping the door open if more partners come down. So keep going down, keep going down, keep going down.
Yep. Top over, adaptive. There it is.
Right there. Yep. And then that last.
I like this.
Yep.
All right.
So that's where I think there's a possibility that the prize purse could go up if Wheelwad is able to secure more partners and sponsorships. I know with companies like Northern Spirit coming on last minute, there's always a possibility for that. I assume this is what they're guaranteeing at a minimum. Mm-hmm. It is interesting to note though that based on the initial numbers, registration for the adaptive divisions this year went down.
Yes.
So, there's over 1,100 athletes in the adaptive divisions back in 2023. Roughly 865 athletes registered for adaptive divisions in 2024. That's with them running their own thing. It's hard to say what maybe caused that. I think obviously the optics of not being presented on the CrossFit Games website as much and not being run by CrossFit and that being like the primary driver could have been a setback initially. Maybe and hopefully with Wheelwad taking a little bit more personalized care and attention to these divisions and running an event that hopefully goes off successfully, that maybe it's a one step back, 2 steps forward type scenario. It's hard to know for sure, but almost 300 athlete decrease is tough, especially when under this new arrangement, direct participation helps affect things like budgets for the event as well as prize purses. So
yeah, that's what about 27% of your field.
Yeah.
From last year. And I think that the most important thing here is when you first read that prize purse going down for adaptive, it's like, oh, well, CrossFit has given the your number one symbol to the adaptive divisions, when that doesn't necessarily, I don't think that's necessarily the case here. Like there's some other things that work, and that's just something that, it's in the article. If you go to the barbell spin, they mention that the caveat, and I just think it's important to drive that point home, that this isn't as simple as someone saying, well, they don't matter, take money from them.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. That's not, I don't think, what's going on here. Okay. Next thing, next headline that we have is, we just want to say congratulations to Mirjam von Rohr, obviously an athlete that we talked about during the Open, who had a fantastic Open, ended up not qualifying for the she qualified for semifinals.
She didn't make the games.
But recently competed in the Swiss Weightlifting Championships and set a record in the clean and jerk at 112 kilos, which is about 247 pounds. So congratulations to her. That's a big deal.
Hell yeah. That is a big deal. Good for her.
Yeah. There's a picture of her on her Instagram that you can see of her lifting that. But again, this is another case of CrossFit athletes getting involved in another sport, doing really well, and she sets a national record in the process. So just something I thought we should definitely call attention to. So congratulations to Mirjam. More than just a high rocks athlete, someone who did really well in high rocks and can lift some weight too, man.
Yeah, because high rocks is not a heavy sport. So to see her thrive in a heavy sport and set a record, I think is really impressive.
Yeah, and when you talk to people who know about high rocks, they'll tell you, first and foremost, you've got to be a really good runner. And there are not a lot of like great weightlifters who you're like, oh yeah, that guy's 5K time must be outstanding.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Mirjam. Next thing, and this is another thing where, again, you can go to the Barbell Spin to read about. They put this up a couple days ago, June 17th to be exact. We're recording on the 19th. Is that CrossFit LLC files trademark application for workout tracker software. Not a shock. This is something that has been, Eric Rosa talked about this.
Yeah.
Way when he first came on board, when he first organized the purchase of the company, about how they want to make an app. And this now seems to be the latest step towards doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. This was one of the early, if you had to say, one of the early campaign promises of Rosa when he took over, was talking about, investing in tech and leveraging his background and data and tech to hopefully provide software as a service, or maybe some sort of hard service in terms of an app and product for the greater CrossFit space that comes directly from CrossFit, and being kind of the leaders. And it's I want to say, when we went to his house and did that interview, he was talking about hey, CrossFit, we do a really good job of, when people are inside the box at a gym, world-class fitness and product in terms of what people get from their affiliates. How do we make sure that that extends beyond that? And how do we make sure that we continue to reach people just outside of that initial circle who want to carry that world-class experience with them? So it seems like this could be it. Early stages, filing a trademark. Hopefully it leads to a really cool product. But
I have a lot of questions about this.
So do I, but
the two main ones being, okay, if you're going to, you have spent how many years now talking about getting people into affiliates. Affiliates are the lifeblood of everything that goes on in CrossFit.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to offer an app that, I guess, and I'm speculating, is going to allow you to do or have access to CrossFit programming, coaching, and videos and things like that, movement demos, without going into a box. And what kind of effect does that have on someone who is thinking about taking up CrossFit as far as their motivation going into a gym is concerned?
I feel like people who want to work out at home and people who want to go work out in a class are different types of people. Like, sure, for convenience, if I like during COVID, for example, I worked out at home sometimes with a couple people because that was the only option. But I prefer to work out in an environment, even if it's by myself, like where other humans are. So to me, I don't know that it's necessarily a competitor because I feel like it's two different types of clients.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you see street parking and, Linchpin and all these other like primarily digital at-home workout spaces as direct competitors to CrossFit?
Yes.
Okay. Because which is important because CrossFit has welcomed them
Yeah.
in so much so that like the week 2 of the Open, the two hosts were Pat and Miranda,
Right.
the de facto leaders
Street
of
parking.
those competitors, and they did it inside of a garage gym at Medeiros' shred shed.
Yeah, it's a weird. Which
I thought the decision was confusing. I thought that was
you square that
confusing.
circle. It's like these, and there's. It's look. I love what Pat Sherwood does. I love what street parking does. Getting people healthy, giving them an option to work out at home, who they may not live near an affiliate, and maybe that's who you're looking to serve. It's like, well, we mostly want to. We're trying to target people who don't live near affiliate. The best thing is to always go into your affiliate, get in-person coaching. But yeah, they're not. When someone's offering, and that kind of leads me to the next question that I have is like when someone's offering a service that is not yours, and it is more or less the same thing, they're kind of competing. So I guess if CrossFit is going to have an app, are they a little late to the game here? Because there's so many other good ones, whether it's online programming, ComTrain, HWPO, street parking, Linchpin, Mayhem. Who else am I forgetting? I mean, there's just so many out there now.
Yeah, Proven, Invictus.
Right? They all have.
Training Think Tank. Yep.
So how is
training? Yeah,
and we're assuming that this is I think it's a safe assumption that CrossFit is going to release an app eventually. How are they going to break through that and get into that space and pull people away to use theirs, or is that even the goal?
Yeah, I'd be interested if there's any sort of proprietary technology that they're using to assist in like the coaching and education aspect of it. That is really the difference between what you get in an affiliate and at home.
But would this be different than .com and then different than CAP because they already provide those two?
Maybe it's an extension or a platform for both of those.
That would be my guess.
Which that would make more sense than coming up with something completely separate.
Right.
There's so many options. If you want to do CrossFit and whether it's hire a coach or follow a training program, there are so many options out there.
And maybe there's, I don't know, and I'm spitballing here, but maybe there's also an admission of like, there are people that will, like, quite frankly, never step into a CrossFit affiliate unless they can reach them somehow in their homes or in their communities first, right?
Yeah.
Like for the longest time, there was like this assumption that, you somehow get introduced to CrossFit, you step into an affiliate first, you fall in love with it, you kind of go that way. But there was also in the early days, especially when there weren't as many affiliates, so many people found CrossFit because it was just the website and they were working out in their gyms or at home and they got introduced to these style of workouts, started doing it, became a quote unquote CrossFitter, fell in love with it. And then gyms popped up and then they went to the gym. It was like the reverse was true, and that's, just a different part of the life cycle because of where the community was at in terms of total numbers back then. So it's possible that maybe this is another way of trying to bridge the gap, get more people just exposed to it in the first place.
Yeah, and look, I don't think it's a bad thing. These are just the questions I have. I'm very interested to hear, and I'm sure they're going to get them from affiliate owners. Like, I'm just interested what the answers are going to be.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy that they don't have an app.
It is.
They should have had one a long time ago.
But why wouldn't it just be under the CrossFit Games app? Why wouldn't
different thing? Because the CrossFit Games help.
I know, but there's too many apps. I do not want to download one more thing on my phone. Like,
yeah.
in order for me to track my workouts, I have to go and I have to register through my affiliates app. And then I have to go to SugarWOD to log my score in the app. And then if I'm doing a workout by myself, I got to use SmartWOD Timer for an app. There are too many things that it should just be under one.
Well, then perhaps that's what they're looking to do with this.
CrossFit should have one app, have a track that's CrossFit Games, all of the update, press releases, athletes, leaderboards, and then a separate tab drop down to log your scores, to see your workouts. I don't want to download one more thing.
Yeah, because I mean, early on, because CrossFit partnered with people that essentially did this, right? They partnered with SugarWOD, they partnered with Beyond the Whiteboard, they partnered with a lot of these big brands that were already just ahead of their time. And I don't think CrossFit was necessarily interested in stepping on their toes back then in those spaces. Mm-hmm. But it's, I don't know. I think this new regime maybe has a different idea of what it can do. Yeah. I mean, realistically, if you're just thinking like, hey, hurt feelings aside, if CrossFit launched an app where every single affiliate could opt in and have the services of SugarWOD, Beyond the Whiteboard, all that kind of stuff in a global community like that, and every affiliate could go to the same place, you could upload your programming, you could get yourprogramming.com, all of that, and and at the same time, log your game score, log your open scores, and do all of that, and be like your central hub.
Yeah, I remember I was talking about this a while ago, and then my other question, because it made me my next question made me think of that conversation, and that is it free? Is it paid? Is there a subscription model? And John brought up a really good point, and I'm going to paraphrase this. And John, I apologize if I'm kind of quoting you here, but it was more of like, okay, if they do this, and this is going to upset affiliates with the math that they're doing in their head. John's he runs a bank. He's good with numbers. The numbers that they have to do, the math they have to do is figure out how many people leave, and is that worth the money they're going to gain by getting subscribers. So if the total of how many subscribers they're going to get is greater, or it helps them offset what they're going to lose, they're going to do it.
So how would they be losing in this?
Well, so if you're an affiliate and you say, why, well, you're coming up with an app that people can, and again, this is speculation, but let's just assume that this app allows people to have movement demos and somewhat kind of coaching that happens on the app. Mm-hmm. You're preventing that person from coming into an affiliate. So you're costing me members. I'm out. I'm going to go do my own thing.
Yeah.
That's an affiliate fee that CrossFit is losing. But if they make that up and then some in subscriptions.
Yeah. Or if you make part of the affiliate, your annual affiliate fee, go towards being able to opt into this app and use it as a service, right? That same technology that CrossFit's using for their stuff, you can leverage for your affiliate.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's this is all like worst case kind of scenario and making a lot of assumptions, but it was an interesting conversation that I had with John a while ago.
Yeah.
And he brought up some really good points about it. And then like the app talk kind of subsided. And then this, I think, is going to ramp it back up. So to be continued on that one for sure. Okay. Next thing we got to do before we get into our interview with Amy Kringle is, as we have mentioned before, we are partnering with our friends over at Barbells for Bullies in the dog days of summer to get some dogs some homes. This week's dog is Leonard from New York. And Lauren actually this rescue organization, CNY Humane, CNY Humane as Lauren's rescue of choice. And this is Leonard. Leonard started at the bottom, and they put in parentheses on the description on Instagram, and we mean the bottom. After nearly not making it, he has recovered and wants his forever home ASAP. He is super playful. He's crate trained and working on his manners. Very loyal, friendly, and aims to please. So with the right direction and family, he will make an outstanding family member. He does need to be an only pet, but promises enough entertainment to fill the whole house. I mean, that is a stout looking dog. That's
a stud. I was going to say.
Those ears. I love him.
That dog does CrossFit.
That is a specimen.
Yeah.
That's a good looking pup right there. If you're interested in adopting Leonard and you live in the state of New York, the great state of New York, you can check out CNY Humane. If you're interested in adopting Leonard and you don't live in New York, you can contact Barbells for Bullies, as they will help with out-of-state adoptions. They're really good at facilitating that type of stuff, and they can help you give Leonard his forever home. That is a good-looking pup right there.
That's a good-looking dog.
Yeah, and as always, we recommend that you guys go and follow Barbells for Bullies on Instagram. Check out their website, barbellsforbullies.com. They do a lot of great work in the community, the CrossFit community. They hold different competitions throughout the country, like Helen for Hounds, where you can raise money for your local shelters, things like that. I was lucky enough to be part of one of the fundraisers they did this past year in Atlanta. That was a lot of fun. They had me down there. It was an absolute blast. Great people doing great work, Alex and Lindsay, and we're happy to partner with them. Barbells for Bullies on Instagram and barbellsforbullies.com. Get some dogs some homes here in the dog days of summer. Okay, that's it for headlines.